So it's never made sense why Kenya Moore was suspended from Real Housewives of Atlanta for just exposing another castmate's grimy behavior, while others have been able to intimidate with menacing words and behavior, throw hands, literally commit grand theft husband and attempted husband snatching, while production goes out of their way to protect those cast members, to the extent of removing scenes or even lying about what actually happened. But after Porsha's recent appalling behavior is again being whitewashed on the show, it's all starting to make sense. Kenya wasn't just exposing those castmates. She was exposing RHOA.
Exactly. Kenya was exposing the direction in which this network was trying to take Real Housewives of Atlanta. Because look, when she came out with those posters and she said, who is this? Who is this? It was like getting us to think, oh, okay, let's go and find out who is this person. Okay, and the researchers, the investigators did their thing. They came up with all this about who this person was. So Kenya was letting us know this is the direction in which they're trying to take this show.
Right.
Because we look for the excellence of these beautiful housewives and their camaraderie and then their get along and their collaborating for ventures and business and such. We're looking for that.
And if they do have differences, they work them out just verbally or with the shade or with, little snappy and sassy comebacks. It's not any type of physical hand-to-hand, any type of that. They're showing how classy, elegant women can get along, and when they don't, they know how to solve it with the shade.
Exactly. And that's what excellence is all about. Because, honey, I just love the way Angela is really her own self-made millionaire, okay? If not billionaire, okay? I'm going to put that out there for you,
Right.
Angela. I'm going to put that out there for you, girl, okay? Because this woman was in real estate, is in real estate, has done some awesome and amazing things in real estate, flipping houses, and this woman came with her own thing together. Hey, it's no wonder her husband is so into her. Hey, it was no way that he was not going to be into someone who's beautiful, talented, creative, industrious. She's all that. Angela is that girl.
Right. And it shows even more why, Porsha has this thing against her. Because like they're saying, they're putting out there Angela is the self-made millionaire, basically not having to rely on a man for her house, for her livelihood, for her lifestyle. But she happens to have a man who is visibly supportive of all of that.
Yes.
Who's cooking for her and not just hot dogs.
Come on, Angela.
And meanwhile, Porsha, we've all seen her life implode on the TV screen, basically. And she's the one who's had to go after men to be that millionaire. She didn't reach that status on her own. She's been going after these men, allegedly, to get to that place that Angela was able to get to all on her own. And now Angela got the nerve to have a husband to accompany it. That's where she's at. That's where it is.
That's where it is, because this girl is the green-eyed, what they say? Monster of jealousy. This woman is like, how dare you be your own self-made millionaire? How dare you be beautiful? How dare you be able to get a man who's already got his own thing together with millions himself? How dare you be married to a husband who is there for you? Because look, as you said, he visibly supports her, okay? Right. He initially, as she spoke about on Dish Nation, shout out to Angela being on Dish Nation, as Angela spoke out, no, he initially did not want her to be on this show, but because of his love for his wife, he said, okay. And not only is he giving her the okay to be on the show, he shows up for her.
Right.
He's visibly there.
Right.
And I love his response when she said, they asked her, what did he say when Porsha said this outlandish stuff? He said, she don't know me. And
exactly.
Like, she don't know me. And she could never. It's, to me, it's like that, could never.
Exactly.
And I love that because it's like, you know, he was there for Angela. It's like, okay, I'm gonna be here. I can say this, you know. She don't know me, and she could never. He's there for Angela. So there again, the jealousy, the envy, and you know, I think some things was planned. I think some things was planned to go after Angela with her and Shamia. I think they planned some things, and it backfired. Miserably. So this is what Kenya was letting us know. They're bringing this show to a whole low.
Exactly. And I'm glad you brought up Dish Nation too, because in that interview, they kind of asked Angela, you know, what is it that you see some of the girls on the show have that maybe you would want? Because basically, you know, Angela has everything already as far as the lifestyle, the glamour, all that. What is it that some of the other girls may have?
Oh, she had to think hard about that. Cause
Angela, and the fact, because she ended up saying she doesn't covet or envy anything from anyone else.
That.
But what she said before she gave the real answer, she said, well, what she doesn't want is the bodies that these women have. And at first, you know, I was laughing because, you know, a lot of these women now have these ant bodies because, you know, the surgery that they have.
That's what
and I initially thought that's what she meant. Like, well, she had this natural, but then these women running around look like ants on the show.
Oh my goodness.
But she wasn't talking about that. She was talking about the body count that these women have. Oh. And I thought that was so apropos to what's happening with the show they're bringing on. Like we were talking about, the type of women that they're bringing on this show. These are not elegant, classy ladies who know how to handle themselves properly or still gracefully in certain situations. There was another part when they were asking, does she accept Porsha's apology for what she said about sleeping with Charles?
There wasn't no apology.
Right, it wasn't an apology at all. And then Angela said, well, no, because you can't apologize for something like that. How is that? That's not something you can walk back. As a matter of fact, because they said, well, why do you think Porsha even said that? You know, and Angela said, well, that's what...
she said that's what do.
Yeah, that's what do. WHORES. That's what whores do. You know, that's what she said. And then she said it's just whore activity. That's what she called it.
When it looks like Porsha Williams started plotting on Angela Oakley's husband before they even met.
Angela Oakley. Now I don't know Angela, but I hear her husband is everything.
Have y'all ever had a threesome? No. No threesome.
I didn't hear your husband was spicy.
He can be.
No, I heard something about Charles.
Really? Let's talk about it.
No, wait.
No. What did you hear about my husband?
Porsha saying she better stop before I f her husband.
Oh, you dirty mother.
Yeah, I mean, this is a classy woman. She don't know
exactly
to answer for she can't answer for
Exactly. That's the type of activity they get up to. So with them bringing this caliber of woman onto the show where they got these high body counts because of whatever, and then they are looking at Angela, who, you know, her past is not out there like that as far as having high body counts and all kinds of things like that. So they're and that's the thing. They probably can see Angela kind of holds herself a little step higher than what Porsha.
Her standards are very much so. And you can look at this woman. It's all in her persona. It's all in her demeanor. It's all in her face. She holds herself to a high standard. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. They've brought in stuff like this to make people think it's okay being in a type of position that they have all these body counts. Hey, If you did it, you did it. That's your past. However, Angela cannot relate to that.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
And he's asking her about that type of behavior. She don't know. She's not one.
Exactly. And that's another thing you brought up earlier about it possibly being a plan.
Oh, yes.
Because Shamia came out of nowhere with this beef with Angela, right?
I mean,
it's like when she started talking about Angela's nose and all that type of stuff. Yeah, she want to talk with Angela, not Drew's representative, and all that.
So
it's like, wait,
what? Girl, what?
What is this?
So
What's going on? Because there's a possibility that Shamia was in on whatever Porsha's plot was with Charles. Because y'all know about in the videos that we did previously, we showed how Porsha was plotting on Charles before the show even started filming. Yeah. She's talking about Angela's husband is everything and all that stuff. And then the comment about, do y'all do threesomes? And, I know some stuff about Charles and I'm not telling, and then up to that comment, it's like she was plotting, and Shamia might have known the back, what was going on, because I know we were all wondering, like, well, what does Porsha have on Shamia for this girl to just be always in her behind like this? But the opposite can also be true.
Right.
Shamia has stuff on Porsha. Right. And it seems like it's being proven more because remember Miss Diane in one of the episodes, Miss Diane is trying to separate Porsha and Shamia, talking about Shamia might not be a true friend to Porsha.
Oh yeah, Porsha's mother.
Yeah. And now, as the show is going on and people are doing these press runs, Porsha has revealed that her and Shamia aren't close anymore. And Shamia is going around saying how, she would have thought their friendship would have never been up for a question or an issue with this. Mm-hmm. So they're not even friends anymore. And it's like, how when somebody knows too much dirt about someone else, right? And especially if it backfires on them, yes, what they want to do, they want to get rid of that person out of their circle.
Girl.
So I think, it was a plot as revealed by Porsha's own words and comments and actions, but Shamia knew about it from the get, and they tried to do a two-pronged attack on Angela. Girl. Shamia coming at her, and then Porsha coming at her husband.
Girl.
And it didn't work, and so now their friendship has imploded because of that.
Girl.
Because they've been sticking together for years with all the dirt each other do. But now, all of a sudden, is something wrong with their friendship?
Oh, she knows something.
Mm-hmm.
She knows something.
Mm-hmm.
That is about right. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And when Kenya decided to expose where this show was going, the direction this show was going, because Kenya really has been calling it out since the season 6 reunion.
Oh, she really has.
She's been calling out Porsha can't do anything without Kenya be like, Y'all remember how Michael Jackson in his concerts always used to been like, ho, ho, like he would go around on the stage and he would point out, ho, like that's like Kenya every time she saw Porsha on the show. Like she would point out all the hoish activity, all the, stuff like that.
Kenya, so you did that.
That's what Kenya was doing. So not only was she exposing the lady's behavior, she was exposing Real Housewives of Atlanta's real agenda.
Exactly.
And that's why they had to punish her by suspending her. They've deleted scenes before. They could have deleted that if they were so appalled and shocked at what she did.
Oh.
But no, they don't play that.
Yeah, very good point. They could have taken that out.
Could have taken it out.
They've deleted scenes for Porsha.
Exactly.
Okay? They could have taken that right on out of there.
Exactly. But here we are.
Here we are. Well, that's it. That's all.
All right. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.